Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to do a recipe that has been requested for blueberry duff or blueberry dumplings, whatever you want to call them. We grew up on these. Today I'm going to be using frozen blueberries that I got from Costco, and it's a combination of two different types of blueberries that I had in the freezer. When we were growing up, we never used anything like this. We picked the berries, and so anyway, neither here nor there. Let's get started on the blueberry dumplings or duff. So first things we're going to do, we're going to turn the stove on, and I'm just going to put it on medium to start. And I'm going to add to the pan. What we're going to use is a nice wide, deep pan. You can use a pot if you want, like a soup pot or whatever, but it's something that has enough room for the dumplings to rise. So to that, we're going to add a half a cup of sugar. You can add more if you like it sweeter. I'm going to add a half a cup and maybe an extra tablespoon. And that's going to be enough for us, I think. And we're also going to add to that about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. These are lemons that I squeezed myself, so it's fresh lemon juice. So maybe about 2 tablespoons. How's that? And now we're going to add to this also maybe about a little more than a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I really like the cinnamon in this. And a quarter of a cup of nutmeg. So we're just going to keep stirring that till it comes to the boil. So in this we have a half a cup plus about a tablespoon of sugar. And 3/4 of a cup of water. I add 3/4 of a cup of water because I actually like there to be a lot of juice. You could even add a full cup if you wanted to of water. It depends. A lot depends upon the berries you use, how much juice is in them, if they're frozen, if they're fresh. You could use fresh berries in this as well very easily and probably have a better result even. 1 tablespoon of cinnamon in this, and a 1/4 or an 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. So to this now we're going to add, now that it's starting to come to the boil, 6 cups of our berries, okay? So this is something we grew up on in Nova Scotia. Blueberry dumplings. Absolutely love them. 3, 4, 5. I only have a few left, so I'm going to add them all in, rather than put this back in the refrigerator. I'm going to add them all in, which is probably about another cup. And to adjust for that extra cup, I'm going to probably add just an extra teaspoon of sugar. This is the way you have to cook. You have to cook so that you don't measure. You need to get used to using things. The cinnamon should be good, but I am going to add another little 1/4 of a cup of water. So just an extra tablespoon or so of the sugar, we add it into that. I'm going to add an extra 1/4 of a cup of water, and that is just to I increased that all a little bit just so that I could get rid of that extra cup of berries that I had. I didn't want to put those back in the freezer again. So that's easy enough right there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tidy up a bit. We're going to put the lid on this. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to go and make the dumplings themselves. By the time we finish the dumplings, this should be to a nice boil, and we'll be back. Hey guys, so welcome back. This is our video on the blueberry duff or dumplings. And so we've already put the blueberries on the stove, and they're starting to stew. You put it on medium heat, just bringing it to like a nice slow boil. While that's happening, we're actually going to make the dumplings. So easy. Okay, so here we have, I've already measured it out, a half a teaspoon of salt, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and a tablespoon of sugar. Okay, so we're going to put this into 2 cups of flour that I've also just measured out. So there we go. We're going to just stir it around a bit to make sure that the dry ingredients are all incorporated. There. And here I have two tablespoons of butter that I've cut up fine, and I've actually cut it into smaller pieces just so that it'll make it easier to work it in with the back of the fork. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're just going to cut that in with the back of the fork until the butter is about pea size, the pieces, and distribute it throughout the flour. As I said earlier, this is probably one of my favorite desserts. Okay. Aren't you guys just enjoying all of the videos that home cooks are putting out now with this COVID-19 self-isolation? I'm discovering new ones every day, and I absolutely love it. I think it's so much fun. I enjoy cooking and baking. Probably more baking. So here we go. That looks really good. Okay. So now we're going to add a cup of buttermilk into this. And the secret to making fluffy dumplings, it's the same as making nice biscuits. It's going to be a bit wet, which is exactly what you want. And you may even have a few dry patches. But the secret is do not overwork the dough. Okay? So there we go. That's as simple as that. That's our dumplings. So now we're going to take these to the stove, and we're going to put them in the blueberries that have been stewing. Okay guys, so here we are. We're back. The berries have boiled. I turned the heat down so it looks like they're only boiling in the center. Okay, so now we're going to take our dumpling dough batter, and we're going to distribute them all throughout, all around this. Now, I hope you guys will really try these and let me know what you think. Sonia, I hope you are going to try it for sure. Okay, now I'm going to just bring that up a little more to a boil so that by the time we're finished adding all of this stuff in, boil, be nice and boiled. Okay, there we go. Doesn't get any easier than that now, does it? Okay. Now, one other little tip that I'll give you is that dumplings need an absolutely airtight seal. There can't be anything escaping, any of the air escaping. So that's what's going to give you the rise. This is where I use the foil for that. It's so simple. Just take the piece, put it around your pan, and then fit your lid back on nice and tight. Set your timer to 15 minutes exactly, and we'll come back in 15 minutes, and I bet you they'll be amazing.